r/AskReddit by Reddify. What social situation happens only in movies? Making plans for a date without specifying location or swapping contact details. Pick you up at 8. A girl comes onto a married guy and he isn't into it, and then she kisses him, and then his wife/girlfriend or whatever walks in, and he's all like it's not what it looks like. And because neither of them have effective communication skills, it takes half the ducking movie to fix. Guy is too busy unloading a truck doing other manual labor to stop and answer detectives' questions regarding the murder he witnessed. Bonus points if it's a bartender endlessly dry scrubbing an empty tumbler glass or wiping down a clean bar with a dry rag. Edit. Jesus Christ people. I get it. John Mulaney made a similar observation in a stand-up special, so obviously no other living human being could have noticed the same thing. Perfidy. You copyright lawyers do realize that the entire point of observational humor is that it frames things easily observable to anyone in a humorous fashion. No. I had not seen his performance prior to posting this. I find it absurd that people get accused of plagiarism anytime they notice the same thing a comedian did. FFS. Give it a rest, Joe Rogan Jr. How easily people can access rooftops. Edit. Apparently everyone has been on a rooftop at some point. I'm not hanging out with the right people. A beautiful woman sitting alone at a bar, gazing around the room and eagerly receptive to being chatted up, rather than just staring at her phone. One guy vs 10 dudes in a fight scene, where the other guys just wait their turn to fight him. Characters breaking all rules to win back their love. Attractive woman with pretty normal personality and well-paying, interesting careers who just has an odd personality quirk, being completely ignored romantically by any and all men in her life. A huge work presentation that will make or break one's career. Real jobs aren't like movie pitches. They're just endless, thankless repetitive tasks. Is getting the parking space right outside wherever you are going every single time you arrive somewhere a social situation? Living in a big city like New York or London with a sweet little apartment all to yourself on an average salary. Looking at you. X in the city. The nerdy ugly girl or guy suddenly becoming super popular and dating the best looking guy/girl. Person 1 sees person 2 doing something bad in context. P2. I can explain. P1 no need to. P1 walks away and P2 make no attempt to chase after P1. Edit 2. I feel terrible. Any eating scene ever. People have a meal in front of them and take like one tiny bite the entire dinner scene. Or someone's wife preparing a massive breakfast with bacon, eggs and pancakes, and the husband comes downstairs, takes a sip of coffee and says he has to go. I'm sure plenty of people leave without breakfast, but if this is a frequent occurrence, I doubt your wife make a full-blown meal knowing you're just gonna leave it. If you are enjoying the video, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment. People going out for a meal/drink and then all sitting on the same side of the table. Serious fights that last longer than 10 seconds. People investing in L-shaped sheets that cover a woman's chest but conveniently show a man's chest. Shy people suddenly becoming outgoing because the plot demands it. Every one of your friends/housemates/family/whomever you live with all having a full, cooked and nutritious breakfast before work, all together. I'm going to go with X. Do people really have X and then roll over and go to sleep? Am I the only one that has to clean up after? Seems like women would more than men. Humorous misunderstandings between people who speak in riddles, innuendos, and can't finish sentences properly. Everything spirals out of control over a few days until someone takes all the blame and resolves the situation by admitting to being a flawed but lovable goof. When two people are interacting in public and a large crowd of random, emotionally invested strangers forms, usually someone yells something like, "What are you waiting for? Kiss her already." Most of what happens in rom-coms would get you slapped with a restraining order at a minimum. I would like to buy a baguette and 5 oranges and put it all in a paper bag, please. I'm terribly clumsy. Edit. Apparently this is because people over-focus on the bag instead of the movie. Thanks to the 30 people who mentioned it. Not sure if this counts as a social situation. but turning on the TV radio and seeing/hearing something directly related to your life at that very moment. I've never seen a bully steal somebody's lunch money. Going to a bar and ordering a water. Literally just a water. No brand, style, season, etc. specified. And somehow the bartender intuitively knows what to get the character. Even if they have a clear variety of waters visible on tap and the character is obviously not a regular. It's like going to a restaurant and saying, "One food, please," to the server. Edit. So apparently this isn't unheard of at local bars in Europe. Okay. This isn't as common in America. Definitely not in Massachusetts. Edit 2. And it's also apparently common at bars where they typically only offer one local water on tap. Wow. Never could have imagined that. Edit 3. Thank you, everyone, for telling me your ordering habits at your local pubs. It's all just so fascinating. This is probably more in water commercials than movies. But, parties where every racial/ethnic minority is represented in proportion to its percentage of the US population. Oh. And also everybody's attractive. Women falling in love with the overly creepy/stalky protagonist who is a real man who knows what he wants. People in movies never need psychological therapy after the most traumatic events. People spontaneously breaking out into song in random situations. Say one line in a conversation. Then travel across town together and say the next line of the conversation 20 minutes later while entering a new scene. Oh, are you two in a relationship? I suspect you are faking it due to hijinks and circumstances we aren't supposed to know about. Prove it. I demand that you kiss. Male love interests have a ridiculous amount of money and chiseled bodies, and yet seemingly commit no time in their day to achieving or attaining either of these attributes, but rather find inordinate amounts of time planning extravagant and elaborately creative romantic events. Hacking is just smashing your fingers into a keyboard. Couples in bed who kiss open-mouthed upon waking up in the morning. No. If you're a high school senior, you must tell your crush how you feel before graduation, or before someone's party. You will never see them around your town/city during the weeks before college. You won't see a mutual friend or classmate who can help you get in touch with them. A girl being madly in love with a guy, but finds out something and breaks up with him right away without giving him a chance to explain is pretty unrealistic. If you love someone you can't just cut them off like that. And then the guy that doesn't even make more of an effort to explain what happened and why it's not as bad as she thinks. Well-rested college students. The chief of police or the 5-star general or the CEO is always a black man. Just finished having sex and get out of bed wearing underpants. Or, just finished having sex and get out of bed with sheets wrapped around you. Or, just finished having sex and fall back on the pillow and light a cigarette. Or, just finished having sex and lay there staring at the ceiling having a breathless conversation with the sheets pulled up to your mid-chest. Not stuttering or stopping to say oh. Everybody always speaks flawlessly without stopping or hesitation. I know it wouldn't work otherwise, but it isn't normal. Whenever there are any car chase scenes, it seems like there's no traffic on the road whatsoever. The hero going through all sorts of huge action sequences, including fist fights, knife fights, shootouts, multiple story falls, car crashes, and explosions, and only coming out with a minor cut over the eyebrow and some dirty, sweaty clothes. Or if it's a heroine, having her hair and outfit still looking impeccable after all that. To win a bet, a popular teen boy asks out an unattractive teen girl. It turns out the girl is not only really attractive as soon as she takes off her glasses and lets her hair down, but she's smarter and more charming than anyone suspected. Naturally she finds out about the bet yet somehow deigns to forgive the boy after a bunch of other dumb bullshit happens. When the wife walks in on her husband having sex with another woman and joins in, that never works out so well. I roll. When a guy spies on a chick masturbating and she tells him to join her. Or when a guy peeps onto lesbians going at it and they invite him to join them. I'm beginning to think the movies I watch aren't an accurate portrayal of reality. Dad gives up high-paying job so he can spend time with his dejected-looking boy. Good luck paying the bills if that goes on to happen. Montage day on the first date. Walk along water. Win a prize at a carnival. And run through a field with balloons. All in an afternoon.